Yo, 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 we're back at it with the back at it after a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah, a
We
little bit.
back. We back. Life happens. Literally, figuratively, and literally, life happens.
hmm Yeah, definitely. Literally.
So since the last pod, I had another baby, and my boy had his first baby. So
You already know.
So things happen. I moved back to Virginia. Keep everything short. Moved back to Virginia, and now we're back at it. Back at it with
Yep.
back at it.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. Just talk
All
about
right.
this little thing we love called football.
Exactly. Get back on the train like we normally do.
Yes, sir.
All right. So tonight it is what's today's date? So we're recording on September 7th, the day of the first game of the year.
Week one.
Tonight's week one. We got through all the preseason, went through the long off season. Like everybody knows, we hate the off season. There's nothing to do. Everybody wishing for football to come back.
Exactly. Happy about practice.
Right. Just to see a little glimpse of something.
Exactly. Just
But
want to
now
see
we got
people
the real
fight, man.
thing.
Preseason. I've never been so hyped for preseason in my life.
Right. Because we know it's right around the corner. Now that
Exactly.
corner is here. We around the bend at what we said 8:20 tonight.
Yes, sir. 8:20.
We're recording at just before 7 right now. So let's get it in.
Yep.
So,
Chiefs and Lions tonight. Can't wait to see some football. Can't wait to, even though, I don't like the Chiefs. If you know me, I can't stand the Chiefs, but I'm just ready to see some football.
right. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, today's episode, obviously, the first episode of the season, we're going to do the normal things we like during the offseason, talk about the offseason a little bit, and then we're going to go into the season, what we think is going to happen, predictions, and the superlatives that we think will happen this year, and then we'll get it kicking.
Yep.
So, first one we're gonna do best moves of the all season. We're gonna give our top three, and we're gonna start with you.
Top three. I gotta think of another one, but well, two of them go to the same team. The biggest move, of course, is Aaron Rodgers to the New York Jets.
Right.
There's not many places you can get a Hall of Fame quarterback. And I just see a different Aaron Rodgers this year. I just see Aaron Rodgers. People think that Aaron Rodgers is a bit of an a-hole. He doesn't like to help the younger players coming up. But it seems like it's a whole new Aaron Rodgers. Like he's refreshed, ready to work, ready to help his team progress, and just ready to teach the youth. And I think that they already had a good defense, one of the best defenses in the league last year, and they just needed some help on offense to get it done. And I think with them healthy, I think with the weapons that they got, bringing over Lazard and Randall Cobb, even though they have a connection with them, and now Garrett Wilson, I think Garrett Wilson is going to do nothing but shine. I think he might be one of the top wide receivers in the league after this season.
It's good take. Have you seen those videos in camp of A-Rod and just the connection already?
Yes, sir. And then you got Garrett Wilson going against Sauce Gardner, who's one of the best corners in the league. And he wins some, he loses some, but just that battle, I think they're going to be a well-rounded team. They're going to shock a lot of people.
Right. I don't think it's too much shock because everybody say, "Oh, it's A-Rod. He gonna do what he do," but they're gonna come. They're gonna be one of the teams that come from worst to first.
Yeah, but A-Rod, they say that he can't win no playoff games.
Right. So if he
always loses in the first round.
If he can't do it now, then hey, just go ahead and retire. Just go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah. Because your legacy is diminishing.
Right. Go ahead and get it while it's good. Why I said as high as it's gonna be, you would stop it now.
Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna head out right now.
Right. I agree with you. I think they go do good this year. I think going from Zach Wilson to A-Rod, I mean, it's gonna do a world of difference.
Yeah,
Didn't
and I don't
they
think they
had
were
Sam
too
Darnold
far
too,
from.
right?
Did they have Shane Darnold?
I think no. Sam
I
Darnold
think
started with them.
they had Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Joe
Because Sam
Flacco.
Darnold they started with the Jets.
Yeah,
Um,
Sam Darnold got drafted by the Jets.
yeah, but it just feels like they're gonna do something. Like you said, they already got a good defense. Sauce and DJ on the other side. They got just the weapons on the field, and they got two good running backs, two young running backs. And I,
Hold
like you
on,
said,
before you finish that,
go ahead.
my next best offseason move is Dalvin Cook to the Jets. So before you talk about the running backs,
Okay, well, well, they got the. I wouldn't even talk about Dalvin yet. I was talking about
oh,
Michael Carter and what's the other boy name?
Brees
Hall,
Hall.
Brees Hall. I was talking about
Yeah.
them, and then you add in
What?
Dalvin Cook. I forgot all about that. So yeah,
That's crazy. I forgot
they
about Michael Carter.
right. He's the third back. Michael Carter's the third back. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right, so
That's
we're gonna go
crazy.
to my number two. And when I'm my number one,
Mm-hmm.
is the hauls that the Bears made this year. Bears they gonna do some damage in the what NFC North. They go beat them. Are they NFC North? No.
Yeah, NFC North. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, NFC North. But they
Yep.
they gonna cause some problems up there because let me pull it back up. The people that they picked up. So their roster right now is obviously Justin Fields, and I think Justin Fields may have a Jalen Hurts type year where he's in the system for 2 years and like he's getting used to everything going around. Things are starting to slow down. Going to start to slow down for him because he started using his arm a little bit more than his legs, and I just think he's going to have a better year as opposed to last year. They got Khalil Herbert and they got uh, Deontay Foreman, he's not a bad back, not a bad number two. Uh, DJ Moore is a really big one because they got
Yes.
a number one receiver on the outside, along with having Daryl Mooney on the other side. And even though I'm
Mm.
not a huge Claypool fan, he's a good number three. Even though
Yeah. I'll
I
take
think he
that.
can play on the outside, but it's not bad to have a Chase Claypool on your as your third receiver.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
they already had Cole Komet, and they picked up Robert Tunyon. So they got two decent tight ends. In the draft, they got Daryl Wright. So they got a right tackle to block for Fields. So their offense just looks like it's going to be doing
Golly.
some damage this year, right?
Yeah.
And their defense was already good. They had Eddie Jackson. They had Jaquan Brisker, and now they added my boy T.J. Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. So
Yeah,
I
God,
think
I didn't even realize that.
right. So I
They
think
got some
they're gonna do
pieces.
some damage this year. I
Yeah.
have to them winning the division this year.
Who else in the
So
division? They got the Bears, the Lions, Packers, and the Vikings. I don't know.
actually,
I
I got
don't
them.
know.
I got the second in the division. The second division. I
Behind
got
who?
behind the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions, man. The Lions tough.
Yeah, I got the Lions. Then I got the Bears this year. I don't even have the Vikings having a good year because last
Mm.
year we gonna get into this a little more in we go over our predictions. But last year, Vikings every game they won by 1 point or one possession. That don't
Mm.
happen. That's not gonna happen again. People gonna figure them out and start.
No.
Some of them wins gonna turn into L's, and I don't think they're gonna have a good year, even though they got some pieces. But like I said, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, they got some pieces, but they also lost a big piece in Dalvin Cook.
Right, as we just finished talking about.
Yeah. So go ahead with your second one since I said my second.
All right, so my second one is um What was my second? Oh, my second one was I think that the Ravens are gonna have a good year because LJ finally got himself an outside receiver, a good receiver, because uh, Hollywood dropping so many passes, you can't really consider him an outside receiver or number one receiver. But now
Yeah.
that they have Zay Flowers and Odell, along with
Mhm.
Andrews, they
Mhm.
you can't just crowd the box. You have to
Yeah.
and if LJ doesn't do what he's supposed to do, if he doesn't perform, then it's going downhill for him.
Yeah.
So
You're
the
gonna have
what
to
they
show
got
me
on
some.
offense, right? And of course, we already know that they've always been a defensive team.
Yeah.
So I think just getting the weapons on the field, they're gonna have a great season this year.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah, he do have the weapons. That's one of the people, Zay Flowers.
I know
That's
you
like a.
wanted him. You want him
I
so bad.
did want him. I did want him. Like
Even though you
I
like
don't
your
know how to
boy.
feel. I do like my boy, but I was like, it depends because my boy, which is Quentin Johnson, he had some drop issues in college and in the preseason, so it scared me a little bit. But I think he's gonna
That
ball
probably
out.
why he dropped a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's gonna ball out. Well, he didn't really drop too much. I think he was the second wide receiver taken, if not the
Yeah.
first. No, I
No,
think
he was
Jordan
second.
Addison was one. Yeah, Jordan Addison was the first, I think.
Yeah. It was Jordan.
Yeah.
It
So
went
we had
back
it.
to back. It was Jordan Addison, then Zay, then Quentin.
No, I think it was Jordan, then Quentin, then Zay.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had it. That's why I'm so, how I feel the way I feel because we had a chance to get Zay. He was on the board still,
Right.
and we got Quentin. So, but I think Quentin gonna ball out. But yeah, him and if Odell can just stay healthy, I pray.
That's the main thing. And remember,
I love him as
uh,
a wide receiver, but
as
I
we
just
saw,
want him to stay healthy.
the other day, as you sent me the IG, I think it was he when he got to LA. That man didn't have no ACL,
Exactly. That's crazy.
and still do what he did.
Exactly. He was about to go off in the Super Bowl.
Right. That first quarter, he went stupid. He would have been MVP
Yeah.
if it weren't for his ACL.
They said the whole scheme was based around him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going off, and it was working,
Right.
and they still won.
Right. Despite him being hurt.
Exactly. So I think not only is he going to be a good player, but he's going to help Zay Flowers in his development. I think he's
Right.
going to turn him into just a playmaker all around. He already a playmaker, but I think he's going to teach him how to run them routes. He's going to have them hands like they're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be,
He gonna teach him what
and his
for in
after
the
the
NFL.
catch. Yeah. hmm
He gonna teach him how to stem his routes. He gonna tell him to the nuances in the NFL because Zay Flowers was already a good route runner in college,
Yeah.
and just putting him with Odell, I think that's the perfect person to put with him, especially Odell in this phase in his life. Younger Odell,
hmm
not so much. He probably ain't thinking about teaching nobody. But this Odell,
Yeah.
I think he's more about teaching the young guys the way to go.
Yeah. Because he wasn't much of a leader back then. He was too selfish,
No,
worried about himself,
right.
big
And I
prima
think
donna.
he's learned. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But my third, of course, is who we play this week, Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason it's a little iffy because he got hurt, and I don't know when
Yeah.
he's gonna be back. But him and Xavier Howard, a lot of people don't really know about Xavier Howard, don't because he don't, people don't really throw his way as much and stuff like that. But a couple years ago, he was regarded as the top corner in the league. He had the most interceptions in the league, and now you add Jalen Ramsey, who's not just good against the pass, but also I was watching highlights. He's good against the run, and he just add that dog to the defense.
Right.
So I just thought that was huge for them. They had good corners last year, but just the upgrade of Jalen Ramsey is just put them over the edge. So I think that's good.
And I feel like yes, Ramsey is definitely still a great player. I think he declined just a little bit, just a tad in his career. Even though I still think that's a great pickup, but there's a reason he's been to like 3 teams in the past 4 or 5 years. I just feel like he's still top 5, but at first he was a top 1.
Yeah, he was the
But
one.
yeah, but I still think that's a good addition to the Dolphins because their defense was already good.
Yeah,
And
like they
fast.
didn't really need anything else really.
Right.
Now they had a defensive line, they had linebackers, they got a good safety. They got 2 corners, so yeah,
Man, that team
that was a big pickup.
is so built. If Tua can stay healthy, that's the big if.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a huge if. If Tua can stay healthy.
I'm scared.
Cause y'all play on week 1,
We
don't
played
y'all?
them. Yes, we play them on Sunday.
Yeah. But yeah, they
So
ain't
we
got
ain't no
Ramsey
chumps.
though,
We know
so
where to go.
they ain't got Ramsey though.
Yeah, they ain't got Khalil. Yeah, they ain't got Ramsey, and I don't know if they're gonna have Teron Armstead either.
Really. So that's two players. One I wouldn't say Ramsey's injury prone, but he has been injured. But he's injured, and then they have 2 players on their defense and on their offense that's been injured a lot.
Yeah,
Armstead and the quarterback.
yeah.
And
And
I don't.
last year we played them, and we was missing a lot of people. We didn't even have Derwin playing. Our main defensive player wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
playing, and we added Eric Kendricks, and we had I think we was missing some wide receivers if I'm not mistaken. We just had a whole lot of people injured that weren't playing last year, and the scheme that we came up with to play the Dolphins was just great. It was executed flawlessly, and we were able to get that win. I think this year ain't gonna be no different. I think that we're gonna do even better than we did last year, and plus now I think a lot of the things with the Chargers last year is that we start fast, get up on people, and then we start to cruise, and people start to come back on
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
We
But
can't put away a team.
we get a little off topic because we're gonna do predictions later.
Oh, my bad.
You
But
great. You
yeah,
straight.
Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins.
Yeah. But on going back to the receivers with the draft we was talking about. So the order, yeah, you're right. Quentin Johnson got picked the second receiver, but the order was off. We forgot about JSN.
Oh, he did go first.
Yeah, it was JSN, then Quentin, then Zay, then Jordan. All
Oh,
back to
okay.
back to back to back.
Mm.
That's crazy. 4 receivers in straight.
Mm-hmm.
So,
In the 20s.
right. So, with my third and final upgrade, with a little bias, but the addition of Jalen Carter on the Eagles is going to be crazy because
y'all be cheating.
we cheat within the rules. But
I'm about to get a start a lawsuit against Roseman. He got to be doing something that's illegal in there.
Hey, Howie Roseman a goat. I'm low key glad. Like I say all the time that even though I hate the Chip Kelly years, I feel like it was better for the Eagles because Howie Roseman learned from getting demoted to whatever position he was and getting his GM position back because since he got his job back, he's been going crazy. Besides the Jalen Rager stuff, besides that,
Yeah,
he's almost been flawless.
but look, he got rid of Jalen Rager too.
Right, and after got I think he got a 4th round. Well, it was gonna be a 4th rounder, but obviously he's not going. Jalen Rager's not gonna hit his benchmarks that he's supposed to get for us to get a 4th rounder. So we got a 5th rounder for him. But still, that's been that.
Yeah, kind of hard to get your benchmarks when you're not even on the 53-man roster.
Right.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
he on the Patriots practice squad right now.
Yeah, bum. Yeah.
But so back to Jalen, the other Jalen Carter. Just put him on with our defense. Like we haven't had a great defense. Almost broke the record for sacks last year. A lot of people think that say, "Oh, y'all lost Hargraves. Y'all gonna be bad." First off, I keep telling people that even though Hargrave is good as a pass rusher, in the run, he was not even trying in the run. There's many times he just get swallowed up and didn't even try in the run, and that's why T.J. Edwards had to fill in and fill the hole that he left. But Jalen Carter is a different beast. He will, as we've seen in camps, he what's the guard for the Browns, Joel start with
I
it,
don't even know what I'm saying.
but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
Biodi or some.
yeah.
Yeah,
He put him on his butt.
for real.
Yeah, he's a Pro Bowl guard and put him on his butt. And just the movie, just the aggressiveness that I've been hearing about him in camp.
Hmm.
He's gonna be a dog in the league, and I think we
Yeah,
were the perfect place for him to go because people talk about the character issues he had in at Georgia, and sometimes not want to go 100% in practice. I feel like the nucleus of our team, Fletcher Cox, BG, Sweaty, Reddick. I think them boys gonna get him in line. Not to mention just having Jalen Hurts. I think he gonna stay in line until he's supposed to do. So I think he gonna be a beast in the league.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I got something about him later on in the podcast.
All right, bet. That's a
He
bet.
he gonna he gonna come up again.
Okay. All right. So that's our top three of things we like during the year. So give me one thing that you're excited to see this year.
Excited to see. Dude, now that you talked about the Bears, I'm excited for the Bears to see if Justin Fields can take that next step because I think he realized how good he was as a runner. I never knew how good he was as a runner. At Ohio
Mm-hmm.
State, he didn't run as much. He was more of a pocket passer. But now that he has that element of the running ability that we know, up there putting up numbers like Lamar Jackson was, and I know seeing him in the offseason, I've seen that he's been working on his passing and reading defenses and stuff, and now he has the weapons to do it. So I just want to see if that he can put all the pieces together and make an MVP run. I think he could make an MVP run if he puts all the pieces together and balls out. I love to see black quarterbacks win, so
Of course.
that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see him, and I didn't even know that he had all the pieces that you said until you said it earlier in the podcast. So I just want to see if he got all them weapons like that, if they can stay healthy, he should be able to ball out.
Right. Yeah, I think he definitely can make an MVP run, just like Hurts did this year, and using his feet and actually using AJ Brown and Smitty. I feel like that catapulted his career a lot. He's already was already level headed, somebody trying to get after it, but I really feel like that helped him a lot. So I think the same
Yeah,
thing's gonna help him with uh with Justin Fields. I think he's going to go on the same trajectory as Hurts did and improve and make an MVP run. Maybe not so much win it, but I think he will make a run. He will be in the at least the top three of the MVP race, like Hurts was.
yeah.
So thinking thinking about who I think would be great is just like I said earlier. I don't want to piggyback on what I said before, but just LJ, a former MVP, getting the weapons he has. I'm ready. I want to see him do good. As you said, another black quarterback. That wasn't the reason I said this to piggyback on black quarterbacks, but I just feel like him having those kind of weapons, I feel like it's gonna be good. Another, I guess, honorable mention is the Panthers. I like what they've
Mm,
done with their team. I like the nucleus. I like the players they had around. They have a few older players like Adam Thielen. I feel like it's going to help mold their team a little bit, and they have my boy Booby on the team. I feel like
oh yeah,
they're going to use them to have a real decent season.
yeah. But just how stacked the NFL is, I think they
Mm-hmm.
got some good players, but I gotta see if because I know I have all confidence in Bryce Young. I think he was. I thought that what's his name? That came from Ohio State, quarterback.
Who
C.J.
you talking
Stroud.
about?
I thought C.J.
Oh,
C.J. Stroud was a better quarterback coming out of college. Just from a mechanical standpoint, and how he sits in the pocket and how he delivers the ball. I thought Bryce was more of the pocket's breaking down. He can step up, step out, and then make the pass. But I thought all around, I thought C.J. Stroud was a better quarterback. But in the situation that they're in, I think that Bryce Young is going to have a better career, a better. He just went to a better situation than C.J. Stroud did, with more weapons and
right.
more of a. Because the Houston Texans, their organization has always never really been good. They always are notorious for having a bad organization. So I just think that Bryce Young will have um, a better 2023, but I don't know as a whole if they have enough.
I completely agree with you. Everything you said, I completely spot on with you.
Mm.
So now do we got the, I guess, kind of got the off season out of the way. Now we're gonna move on to the upcoming season. So we're gonna do the predictions we have for each division. Matter of fact, like we said before we started taping, we're gonna do who we think can make the playoffs.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with the AFC as everybody normally starts for the AFC. Who's your number one seed in the division?
Number one seed in the AFC. I hate to say it, but I got to go with the Chiefs. The Chiefs, until somebody knock them off, they're always going to be the number one team. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to put them up there. I'm hoping as a Chargers fan that they're not, that we can knock them off. But currently, I'm an unbiased person, so I would have to say the Chiefs.
Okay. Did you do the little bracket I showed you?
Yeah,
And that's who you had number one on there?
yeah.
All right. So on my bracket, it's not the cookie cutter like everybody gonna have it. I don't have the Chiefs as number one. The way everything mapped out, I actually have the Jets as number one seed. Obviously, we know A Rod, as we talked about earlier, got A Rod. They got the weapons they have on the team. They have a great defense. So I feel like just the way the schedule mapped out, they're gonna be the number one seed in the AFC.
Okay.
So I'll go to mine next. So we'll go back and forth.
But
The
actually,
next,
look, mine didn't do it like because I was trying to do the playoff bracket thing, and it
mm-hmm.
didn't really work. So I wrote down each division, and I just noted who I think was going to win that division.
Okay. So who's your? Well, my number two was the Bengals. Obviously, we already know who the Bengals are, and they improved on their offensive line as long as their offensive line stays healthy. They had Orlando Brown to help protect Joe, and that was like pretty much the main thing they needed is to protect Joe, so he's not getting hit all the time. So I feel like they're Joe's the second best quarterback in the league, and I feel like they're gonna be they could I feel like they didn't really lose anything, so I feel like they're gonna be better and than last year, and they're gonna become the number two seed in the division or in the conference.
Yeah, they did. They did.
So who's your number two?
My number two is I was going to say I got to go with the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
the
try to
all the
be
same reasons.
unbiased. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be unbiased as possible. I want to see the Chargers so bad,
Well,
but
y'all
I'm
can't
gonna
be
see the
number two
Bengals.
seed. I can't be number two seed if
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I think the Bengals, like you said, they can protect Joe. Been the only downfall is not being able to protect the quarterback. So
Right.
if they can manage to do that, then they should be good. And they've always had that defense. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
All right. So who's your number three?
Number 3 is the Bills. I'm gonna take the Bills over the Jets because it might take a year or so for the Aaron Rodgers effect to really take hold and to go into some games because it looks good in training camp as it always does, but when they get into playing games and they get into hard situations, are they going to be able to rely on Aaron Rodgers? And a lot of these people, he's played with the Packers for forever, so a lot of the players that they had, they just had that connection. They just had a connection from over the years, so it might take a couple of years for them to get that connection in New York.
Yeah,
And
but remember,
I am going to the New York Jets in the Chargers game in November.
are you gonna come
Listen,
to
and
the Eagles game in October 1st?
the way
We'll
my
talk about
bank
that
account
offline.
set up.
We'll talk about that offline. So, I don't think A-Rod has a lot longer. So you said it take a year to get a team together. I don't think A-Rod got a year to wait for it to get together, and that's why I feel like that he brought Lazard and Randall Cobb on to teach the people that he's not familiar with how to run his offense. So I think that's going to help them maybe get a head start on this year.
True.
So my number 3, you're gonna love this. My number 3 is the Chargers.
Yes, sir.
I think the Chargers get over that hump, and I feel like it's not so much knock the Chiefs off because the Chiefs, as my schedule went, they have the same record. The Chiefs and the Chargers have the same record. It's just the fact of the way they lined up. They y'all just got the tiebreaker over them, so y'all end up getting the third seed, and they end up getting the wild card.
Okay.
Yeah, so and I just like you said, this the players that y'all got, the upgrades y'all make, especially getting Quentin Johnson. I feel like that's going to catapult y'all to that next step. And I feel like people finally stop talking about Herbert in a negative fashion, and I feel that they finally going to put him up there with the top dogs in the league.
I wish they would stop playing on his top. That's all I want to know. Like, man, like they don't realize that we had a bottom 2 defense. We had a lot of injuries. At one point, we was playing with practice squad wide receivers. Like, how do you expect this man to be successful with
Right,
what he had? And then he still made the playoffs.
right,
So how y'all saying that he's not that good? I think I was just talking to Dad about this. I think a lot of people, they look at what they talk about on ESPN, and that's how they base their opinion instead of actually watching the film and
right,
being real football fans and knowing the stats. Like, you can't look at this man first 4 years and say that he's not one of the top
right. Man, what was our original reason for starting this podcast?
because people don't know football.
People don't know football, and we trying to teach them.
Exactly. Listen to us. We got y'all.
We got y'all. We ain't gonna steal y'all wrong. So, who's your number 3 in the AFC?
In the AFC, so all right, you're talking about number 4.
Oh yeah, number
Because
4.
I went Chiefs, Bengals, Bills.
Okay,
I'm
who's
gonna
number
go
4?
with the Jags.
Okay,
The
I think
Jaguars.
So we're not. So we're all gonna say it all over again. That's the same person I got. So we just talk about them together.
Yeah. Even though the Jags did what they did to us last year, we ain't talking about that. But just
New
they
season.
got
New
that
season.
defense. They got that defense. Trevor Lawrence got another year in that system. He's got them weapons that he had last year, and he was
I
on a
know the
tear
one
last
person.
year at the end of the season. So they finally clicked at the end of the season. Everybody started. The offense looked good. Yeah, I could tell they ripped us apart in that game.
In that second
The
half,
second half, Doug Peterson, he gonna get them boys together.
my
I know
boy
about Doug from
Dougie.
you.
Yeah, boy Dougie.
Yeah, and he's a great coach, and he definitely gonna get him what he need to get him past the second game. Unless they play the Chargers again. But and then Calvin Ridley. Oh my
I was
God, I've
waiting
been
for you to
seeing
say it.
Calvin Ridley.
I was waiting for you to say
Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley in training camp. Oh my God, he been going stupid, man. Like he been waiting to go off. He's just like a dog on the leash, just
right.
waiting to be let free. No, he
Exactly.
about the ball. He about
And
the
I
ball,
love
man.
that. I love seeing that.
Yeah,
And it
me
seemed like he
too.
got faster. It seemed like he got faster.
Yes. Like how? But I've been doing the prison workout. Nah, he ain't been in prison. I'm bullshit.
He wasn't in prison, but
Well,
it
I thought
seemed
he was
like
in
he
prison.
was.
Exactly. He should have been
But
in
hey,
Yeah.
like we talked about before, I don't remember who we talked about this before in the past, but like when somebody like suspended or something, and then they sit around the house and they get slower, bro. You don't got nothing to do but work out,
Exactly.
like, and that's the season.
Exactly.
Exactly what he been doing, working out and getting faster, getting
hmm
better, and improving his craft. And he about to go stupid.
Yeah, he ain't playing no games with them. He ain't playing no games. And people forget about him because he was a dog before he left. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so he about to be, yeah, if he improved, oh my gosh. He got a
Right,
quarterback that can sling it, put it on the money. I think Trevor Lawrence he creeping up to be a top 5 quarterback.
right. And I felt, and
Yeah.
talking about Calvin Ridley, obviously, I'm a Smitty fan, but even Smitty said, a Heisman winner said that Calvin Ridley was the better receiver than him.
That's
And
crazy.
that's coming out of college. Imagine a
Yeah.
few years in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he
He don't ball.
yeah, definitely.
He
So
don't ball.
now it's on to the wild card. My first wild card is the Bills. And I'm just gonna say my 3 wild cards now. And it's gonna this one of these gonna suck because I have the Bills with their record being 13-4, the Ravens number 7 with their record being 12-5, and the Chiefs, or I'm sorry, it went the wrong order. Uh, the Chiefs number 5 with their record being 14-3, and then it's Bills and Baltimore. Now, what's one team you didn't hear just then? You didn't hear that me say that's gonna be a good team. I'll give it to you. The Dolphins. The Dolphins
Yeah.
were not just the way they're lined up. They didn't make it to the playoffs with on here an 11-6 record. Didn't make it to the playoffs. Their division. First, the conference is way too good, and then their vision is just way too good to make it out
Mm-hmm.
of. Like an
Right.
11-6 record doesn't make the playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So my
But
3 gonna be.
mm-hmm.
Oh, would you finish? My bad. I didn't want to cut you off.
You good? I was just saying just the Bills. We already know who they are. Even though people are a little down on Josh Allen right now, he's still that dude. He still can sling it around the field and be accurate with it. He just got to work on his decision making. The the Ravens, we've already talked about them, and then the Chiefs are still that team. And it just and even I got the Steelers having a good year and not making the playoffs at 10-7.
Mhm.
So just the AFC gonna be a tough conference this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the number 1 wild card, the Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
because I think we're gonna get over that hump. It's always tough with the Chiefs. So by default, I think we're gonna have a good record. But when it comes to the Chiefs, I think they might win the division. We might even split a game, but I think
Mm-hmm.
that they might take the division over us. So I will give us the wild card. I think that, like you said, I think with the health, if we can stay healthy, first of all, they got to deal with Joey and Khalil. Then they got to deal with Eric Kendricks that we just picked up, Derwin James, J.C. Jackson. I think he's gonna be back with a vengeance. He came back. He's gonna be starting in the first game, which is crazy. Coming back from a ruptured patella tendon. I think that he just ready. He said he has no limitations on him. He's ready to ball out. And before he got hurt, I think he had finally understood our system because he's more of a man corner. and he kind of struggles in zone. So I think he had just started to pick up the scheme, and I think that he's just gonna ball out. So I think that we're gonna end up winning the division, and with Quentin Johnson being added, just give us another weapon. And I think we just have so many weapons. We got our top four receivers is just could all be number ones and number twos in any other team. So
Right.
I just think that we're gonna go over the edge, and especially with the addition of Kellen Moore, I think that he's just going just let Justin Herbert just sling the ball.
And
I
I'm so
think
glad he's
his
not in Dallas
offensive
anymore.
scheme,
I'm so glad
huh?
Kellen Moore's not in Dallas anymore.
Exactly. Like, yeah. So I just think that offensive scheme is just gonna let Justin Herbert fly because I think his old one with Joe Lombardi was holding him back. So I think that just a new offensive coordinator is going to go back to his first and second year. The second year he threw for 5,000 yards. I think that he can do that again. So, um, so my second wild card team is because I did pick the Bills. I'm gonna go with the Jets. And at first I was saying that they might not have that chemistry, but I forgot that he brought over Alan Lazard and he brought over Randall Cobb. So, like you said, I think that will jumpstart them. They already had that defense. I think they have the number two corner because I think Pastor Tan is the best corner in the league.
Me too.
So that defense is they're just some dogs, and all the weapons that they added, Dalvin Cook, that running game, it's going to be hard to stop them. So I think that they're going to be number two in that division and the number two wild card spot. Like over the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going to be tough, but they always had that problem staying healthy. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Ravens, like you said, because the Ravens they were just out of the playoffs last year. If Lamar Jackson wouldn't have got hurt, they definitely would have been a playoff team. And they always have a good defense. They added, like you said, they added OBJ and Zay Flowers. So I think they're gonna have a good offense, good defense, and they always have a great team. So I think they're gonna be that third wild card spot. And yeah, I just want to see Lamar Jackson. If he can do what he needs to do, he ain't got to be an MVP caliber again. But if he can
Right.
do what he need to do, they'll be good. They'll be a playoff team for sure.
I agree. So we got all the same teams in the playoffs, just different order.
Yeah.
I feel you. So now we're gonna jump to the NFC, my
Okay.
conference. So
Yeah.
I'm a little biased. I mean, we just won Super
It's
Bowl,
not biased.
so
Y'all was in the Super Bowl. Y'all good.
exactly it's not biased. But
Yeah.
I got the Eagles number one. Obviously, just I just feel like we improve, and just given how Jalen Hurts is, I just feel like he's gonna make another jump than past where he was last year. His work ethic is crazy, and I just think he's just a beast out there. And us already having AJ Smitty, I think the uh top three, if not the one best duo in the league. Along with having Quez Watkins speedster running down the scene, and then we added Olamide Zaccheaus from Atlanta, who catches almost everything, and then the running backs we
The
got.
fact that he knew how to say his name is crazy.
I practiced.
Yeah, you're an Eagles fan, so that's on the reason.
Yeah, remember I'm a Virginia Cavaliers fan too, so I've been saying his
Oh,
name.
from that. Oh, damn, I didn't know he was from there.
Yeah, but and then our running back room is crazy. We got as long as they stay healthy. That's the one thing about the running back room. As long as they stay healthy, they're gonna go crazy. Around behind our line, they're gonna stupid.
Yeah.
They're gonna be 5 yards before they get touched.
Yeah, facts.
But and then just having our defense. I already talked about Jalen Carter having Nolan Smith as a backup to Hassan Reddick and Sweaty is crazy, and I just feel like we're gonna have a great year and send BG and Fletcher Cox off into the sunset.
Yeah, well, we both know football, so I'm gonna go with the Eagles
Right.
too. coming off that Super Bowl. Y'all really didn't lose anybody really, except for Miles Sanders, and y'all put him back with DeAndre Swift, and y'all got the same running backs y'all had before. In addition to what's the guy from the Seahawks? Y'all
Penny,
picked up? Yeah, Rashad Penny.
Rashad
So
Penny. Yep.
yeah, so like y'all said, y'all got one of the best duos in the league at wide receiver. Y'all got Jalen Hurts coming off another year in the system, another year in the NFL. He's gonna improve. Um, like you said, y'all got Dallas Goddard, one of the better tight
I
ends in
ain't
the
even
league.
I ain't even say his name. I forgot. I forgot
Yeah,
to say him.
yeah. I think he's underrated. Um, a lot of people don't talk about him as much as they should. They talk about Tennessee and Kittle as they should, but
Mhm.
I think they often forget about Dallas Goddard. Um, then like that defense, man. Y'all defense is crazy, man. You
Right.
got Slay, you got his name escapes me right now. The
Yeah.
one from the Giants.
Bradbury.
Yeah, Bradbury. Then y'all got Avonte Maddox at slot. Then y'all got them linebackers. Man, y'all got that defensive line that was already good, and then y'all add
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. Um, then y'all Georgia University and stuff. So y'all whole defense from
we the
Georgia,
we the Georgia Eagles.
Georgia Eagles. Yeah, the Philadelphia Dogs. Um, so yeah, man, y'all defense, y'all just stacked, man. So I didn't see y'all regress at any moment. Um, and if y'all wasn't playing Patrick Mahomes, y'all would have another Super Bowl right now.
Right. Well, if it wasn't for that holding call, we ain't gonna get into that. That holding
Yeah,
call, yeah. If you want to, even if you would have scored, obviously we haven't had a podcast in a while. So I'm gonna say
yeah,
this: even if he would have scored, we would have had time to go right back down the field because Jalen was playing like a man possessed and he was eating up their defense. So
yeah,
I felt like we still would have gotten in range to win the game. Because of that holding call, he was able to drain out the clock, so we had no time to do anything when we got the ball back. But
yeah,
all that holding call and our punter was
yeah.
he did horrible because if you wouldn't have kicked it to I think it was Skymore, it was either Skymore or Kadarius Tony, one of
No,
them.
Kadarius Tony.
It was
Kadarius
Kadarius
Tony.
Tony. If you wouldn't have
Yeah,
kicked
well, he
it
almost
Kadarius
scored.
Tony, yeah, then they wouldn't have been in the position to win the game. It would have been
Yeah,
too far to take care of. So I feel
yeah,
like yeah, we ain't gonna go into that. We ain't gonna go too deep into
yeah.
that.
You got to have everything right when you play Pat because he gonna
Yeah,
make you pay.
definitely,
Trust me,
definitely.
we know. Man, that man hurt our feelings many times. So
All
who
right, so
your number two?
my number two is the Detroit Lions. We talked
Mm,
about well, we didn't talk about them. So they had a good defense, and last year they started to click late in the season. They started a little slow, but everything started to come together, and I feel like even though I like DeAndre Swift, obviously he came to the Eagles, but Gibbs is gonna go crazy in that offense, and I just feel like Alamede's keys, not Alam, yeah, no. Um, uh, Amon St. Brown, he after having a year under his belt, I feel like he's going to take a step. I feel like Jared Goff's gonna have a decent season. Jared Goff's gonna have a MVP season or nothing like that to be
no,
effective because he's if that was the case, they're not gonna do anything. But I
exactly.
just feel like they had a good defense and they got my boy uh Gardner Johnson at safety, and I just feel like they gonna eat.
Right. So with my number two, I got to go with the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, they are a little shaky at quarterback, even though Brock Purdy is back. I
Mm-hmm.
think Brock Purdy is more of a game manager, and I think he's going to be
Right.
able to be figured out by defenses. But I think that the weapons that they have with Debo Samuel, Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, I think Brandon Ayuk is going to take a huge step.
Yeah.
That man is basically unguardable right now. Like we played him in the preseason, and oh my god, I know he was playing backups, But
Mhm.
man, he just different, man. And that running game, Christian McCaffrey, that defense is just they just too much to handle. So I think like last year they're gonna have I think they're gonna have the number 2 defense next year because I think the Eagles defense is gonna be number 1.
Mhm.
But they just got so many pieces, and I think that Brock Purdy gives them enough to get that number 2 spot.
I think you broke up a little bit. You said they got so many pieces. What?
They have enough pieces, and I think Purdy has enough to give them that number 2 spot.
Right. I agree. I'm about to pull up the stats for see who Brock Purdy who actually played last year. Give me 1 second. So go to your. Let me see what number 3 was. So my number 3 was the Niners for all the same reasons you just named. They just feel like a complete team, even though they, as we know, they some crybabies about what happened in the Super Bowl. Uh, but I just feel like they're a good team that's gonna continue to get better. Obviously, we know what their defense is, even without the speculation of Nick Bosa sitting out. I feel like they're still gonna be uh, a great team.
But Nick Bosa ain't sitting out no more because he just got his contract.
When you just got a contract?
Yeah, he 35 million.
Oh, I ain't even see that. I must have missed that.
Yeah, he just got his. He just got it yesterday.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam Scheffler.
All right, so go ahead to
Yes.
your number 3.
So we got our 2 and 3 flip flop. So I
Yeah.
got the Lions. Lions
Okay.
defense. They running back Jameer Gibbs. I think he gonna go off. Like you said, they was clicking last year, and I think a lot of is a fact to they coach. I think that the system that he put in place, and just the boost that he brought to the organization. They're more of a more rugged team, and I think that
Definitely.
they more punch you in the mouth, um, take your lunch money type team. And I just think
Bunch of
that
kneecaps, like you said.
bite your kneecaps. Yeah, you might fall, but we're gonna bite a kneecap when we go down there. So I know that's what you do. All
Yeah,
right.
that's what you like. That's what you
If that's what
prefer.
you like, exactly. That's what floats your boat. But yeah, I think that Jared Goff is gonna give him. I think that he's underrated. I think that he's underrated. I think people think that he is bum, and
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's in the conversation. I don't even think he might not even top 10 or maybe top 15, but he gives that team enough to move forward and be play with any team that they oppose.
Right.
Like you said, the defense, they got pieces on that offensive line. Um, the defensive line, I just think they're a well-rounded team and rugged.
Right. We'll rank quarterbacks on a later episode.
Okay.
So my number 3. Well, I said my number 3 was the Niners. So my number 4, even though I think the NFC South is going to be the worst division in the league,
As
I
always.
have, yeah, as always, per usual. But I feel like just the way everything mapped out, I feel like the Saints is gonna luck up and win the division and get the 4th seed. They're gonna lose first round, but they're gonna get the 4th seed.
Yeah, that's crazy because I got the same as mine too, for the
So
same reason.
the way everything mapped up, I got them getting they're 9-8 in the division. They're splitting the division 3-3, and then I got the Panthers missing the playoffs, but they're 8-9. So Bryce Young he had a decent season, just doesn't make the playoffs.
Okay. But yeah, I got the Saints there. I think Derek Carr gonna give them a little boost because I think they've always one thing about the Saints they've always had a little uh, the word is escaping me right now. I think they always had a little. They were always unsure about their quarterback. They
Mm-hmm.
always had quarterback issues, and now with a quarterback, I don't think Derek Carr is the greatest, but I think that he is solid. He's definitely a solid quarterback.
I
Watching
think
him,
he's a better version of Jerry Goff, like we just talked about.
yeah. So I think he can get the ball out. I think like when I think he kind of folds under pressure a little bit. I don't think he can move in the pocket and hit the throws that he needs to throw sometimes. I think he gets a little antsy. But I think that he'll definitely boost that team that already has a good defense. And I think him and Alvin Kamara will ball out. If Michael Thomas can stay healthy, I think they have a good, pretty good core of offense. Route slant man.
I don't know, because that's a big if. If you can say he
Yeah,
played in
if
about 3 years.
exactly. I forgot he even played in the NFL.
Facts.
I thought my boys were tired.
You still
But
here,
yeah,
boy?
exactly. I thought we
I
played
thought
out your locker. My bad.
I
My bad.
thought I thought he was at least a free agent.
Yeah, something. He need to be. If he don't ball out this year, he gonna be a free agent.
He will be retiree if he don't ball out this year.
Exactly.
He
He
will
on
be
somebody's
like
practice squad.
Julio Jones trying to find a job.
Exactly. Just give it up. But yeah. So yeah, that's my fourth right there.
Okay. So now go since I did my wild card teams first, go ahead and do your wild card teams.
All right, I'm gonna go with like we talked about. I'm gonna go with the Bears at the
Mm-hmm.
first wild card spot. As we talked about earlier, I think Justin Fields is gonna take that step with that defense and all the weapons that he got. I think that he'll be able to take that step, be in an MVP race. Number two, I'm gonna have to go with the Giants. The Giants over the Cowboys because it's
Mm.
just I think that Daniel Jones. I think he's starting. It's starting to click for him. I
Okay.
think it's starting to click for him. I don't think he's the greatest, like I said, but I think it's starting to click for him. He's starting to become above average. As we seen last year, they gave Saquon his money, and I think that they were definitely a threat in y'all division last year. I think they continue to improve, and I think with Brian Dable at the helm as a head coach, I think that he is building a culture there that will have them in a wild card spot. My third wild card team, I'm gonna go with the Vikings because I
Mm.
think the Vikings.
Yeah, Cowboys missed the
Um,
playoffs.
oh, never mind. I take it back. I take it back. I take the Cowboys. I take the Cowboys
That's a
because
bet.
because they got Stephon Gilmore. Even though he's long in the tooth, he's a little old. I think that he's still solid. He's still solid. He's not the number one cornerback, but he could be definitely be a number two. I think with Brandon Cooks, he's also old, but I think that they just give him what they need. They don't need them to be superstars, but I think they just give them what they need. Michael Parsons. I think Michael Parsons. I think he is a top 3 or 4 edge rusher in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Just him, just how disruptive he is, how fast he is, how he can shed blocks. I think that he's in for a season that will have him up there um, in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not going to say if I don't think he's going to win it or not because we're going to say that for later. But I think that he is going to be, he's just continuing to grow and get better. He's still a young guy. I think that once he reaches his peak, he could be one of the best, one of the greatest that we've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And if Dak don't mess it up, because Pick Boy,
Hey,
that's the only thing holding him back.
Dallas and their quarterbacks.
Exactly. And now they ain't got Kellen Moore. They got Mike McCarthy want to run the ball down people's throats. You can't do that for so long.
Right. And I don't think Tony Pollard is built to run down people's throats over and over and over again.
No, he's not. He's not Zeke.
No, he's not Zeke. He's not built the same way that Zeke was.
No.
I'm saying was like Zeke passed or something.
like Zeke gone.
So my wild cards are the Cowboys getting the 5th seed. For all the reasons that you just said, I got the Bears as the 6th seed, and I got the Seahawks as the 7th seed.
Seahawks.
Obviously, you just talked about the Cowboys and the Bears, so I'll talk about the Seahawks. I just feel like they've improved their team. Even though Geno Smith is more of a game manager, he's not gonna wow you, but he's gonna do his job. And I feel like them getting JSN is gonna help them a little bit more. It's not gonna like catapult them like to the top of the league and nothing like that. But I feel like it's gonna help him a little bit more because his route running is crazy, and you already got DK Metcalf, strong arming people, and you got Tyler Lockett who's going to get open and he's going to catch the ball. And I just feel like they're going to just improve just enough to make the playoffs. Maybe not make a deep run, but I feel like they're going to get the playoffs at that last spot. And on top of that, I forgot they already had Kenny Walker, and now they got Zach Charbonnet. So I just feel like they're gonna continue to get better and better.
Okay.
It's funny. I can read your face.
So that was our everything to win the divisions and wild cards playoff
All right.
race.
So now
we're
we're gonna go into we're gonna go into superlatives, and then we're gonna get out of here and get our predictions for this week and get up out of here. So we're gonna start at MVP. I'll start first. I think the MVP will be Joe Burrow. Obviously, we know MVP is the quarterback award, so I feel like Joe Burrow is going to take that step. He got protection. He already had the receivers, and I feel like he's gonna take a step further than he already went, and he's gonna get the MVP award at the end of the year.
So this is biased but unbiased. You already know what I'm gonna say. I think Justin Herbert is on. He can get that with the weapons that we added. If we stay healthy, we have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. We got Quentin Johnson. We got Gerald Everett, and the list just go on. We got Josh Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
And the key factor is that Kellen Moore offense. I think that Kellen Moore offense is going to take him over the edge and have him throwing the ball down the field, and it's going to just give him more. Because I think a lot of times he was doing checkdowns because he didn't really have the receivers and the concepts. Nobody was open downfield. People were trying to stack the box on us. So I thought that's why our running game. Another thing that Kellen Moore is big on is the running game, and I think if we can get that running game started with Austin Eckler, Josh Kelly, Isaiah Spiller, I think that we can open up the passing game. And with Quentin Johnston, they ain't gonna be able to stack the box. So I just think that that's gonna take them over the top. And I put a slash because I know that was biased, so I put Aaron Rodgers as well. Like I said, with the pieces that they got, Garrett Wilson. I'm having a brain fart right now. The other people that we talked about, Randall Cobb and
Lazard,
and the running backs. It's just I think that they have an explosive offense. Right. So I think he can be in the running for MVP, like he always is. He's always in the running.
He's always up there.
Without weapons at Green Bay, so now adding those weapons, I think he's gonna be able to get that MVP.
Right. He finally got a first round receiver with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I put I got a slash Jalen Hurts. Obviously, you went bias first.
Yeah.
I'm going bias second. I feel like
we had the same idea.
Right. I feel like Jalen Hurts got a possibility to win it too because I feel like we improved and just the year he had last year, and I feel like he was going to improve from the year he had last year, and usually last time when it's your first time in MVP, I feel like when it's your first time at MVP, they're not gonna look at you like somebody's already been there. But
Right.
last year he was second in the MVP race, so I feel like if he does even better than last year, he'll be like, okay, well, since we didn't give it to him last year, so we give it to him this year. So I feel
Yeah.
like
For
that
sure.
may happen this year.
Okay. Okay. So these are for what we go offensive rookie of the year,
We go offensive. We
offensive
go
player.
offensive player of the year. You know, the quarterback. I mean, the MVP is quarterback, and then offensive player of the year. That's everybody else.
Yeah. So I think I put Justin Jefferson
Mm-hmm.
because it's just the year that he had the past 2 years. I don't think there's anything that's really slowing him down. I think Kirk Cousins is going to continue to give him the ball. He's going to continue to make spectacular plays, and he's just unguardable. Like his route running, his hands, he's just going to continue to ball out. And I think that he was snubbed last year. He didn't win it last year, did he?
I think he did win it last year.
He won it last year.
Let me make sure. But go ahead, talk about it, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, if he didn't win it last year, I think they're gonna give it to him this year. And he's just different, man. He's just different. I knew he was gonna be good. I didn't know he was gonna be this good. That route running is just on a different level. And I just think he continues to ball out.
Yeah, but you know, one person. Yeah, he won it last year. You know, one person
Okay.
that you say he unguardable. One person can't guard him.
Darius Slay.
Darius Slay. Lock that boy up.
Exactly. And
But
Zaire Alexander too.
yeah, Zaire locked him up too. Put a boy in the baby carriage.
Exactly.
But
C-Mac.
my MVP is C-Mac, just because just
Mm,
how just how creative uh Kyle Shanahan is. I just feel like he's gonna find more and more ways to get the ball in his hands. Um, Obviously they got to pay attention to the Debo. You can't pay attention to Debo and C-Mac and Brandon Ayuk. I just feel
yeah.
like because obviously C-Mac, even though Debo does it too, C-Mac runs the ball and he's a dynamic pass catcher. So if I feel like because he's a two-headed player, I feel like that he's going to end up getting that MVP. And I think not MVP, but player of the year. I think he has a player of the year already, if I'm not mistaken. But I feel like he's going to get another one just because how dynamic he is. He will be the only running back team that can really get paid again.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, he's just a weapon.
Facts. He's not RB. He's a W weapon.
Mm, right. So my
So,
defensive player of the year
mm-hmm.
is Derwin James.
All right.
That's unbiased
I'm
because
about to say
I think
we
that
can't do all charges now.
exactly just two. But I just think that he's just a dog, and I just think that he's going to continue. He's going to be the anchor of our defense, and I think our defense is going to take a big step. Um, be focusing on the run and the pass, and I think that he is going to be able to, especially with Eric Kendricks being the play caller on the defense now. He's gonna have somebody to lean on. He doesn't have to do everything on the defense. He can play more free. He can come down, hitting people, get tackles, interceptions. And I think that he's gonna have a season like he did his rookie year, where he was just all over the field. Many more interceptions, more tackles, and then you could just put him on any player. You can put him in the slot. You can put him off the edge. You can put him at outside corner. You can put him back at safety. You can put him at linebacker. You can put him anywhere, and he's gonna ball
Mm-hmm.
out. So I think that he is definitely a Swiss Army knife on defense. He can really play anything and do
He's
anything.
like C-Mac of the defense.
You can definitely see Michael the defense. So
So
that's why I got him.
my defensive player of the year is gonna be as an Eagles fan. Obviously, I hate this, but it's gonna be Mika Parsons. You can't deny his ability. You can't deny the dynamic player, the speed. You can't deny any of that. So even as the Eagles fan, I gotta give props to one of the best players, defensive players currently in the league, and I think he's gonna get another defensive player of the year award. And I think it's gonna be maybe easy to give it to him because obviously everybody calls him America's team. Obviously, we don't think that, but he's
Exactly.
he plays for America's team, where he's going to be all the primetime games, all the spotlights on him. And he's gonna perform, and then he's gonna get that defensive player of the year award.
Yeah. True.
So now on to offensive rookie of the year.
Offensive rookie of the year, I got B. John Robinson. I think B.
Same.
John Robinson is going to ball out. That's what he did at Texas. He's just different. I think he's a generational talent. I don't think any really running back is really competing with him with that speed, that change of direction, that vision, and he's a beast out of the backfield. So I just think that he's going to ball out. The only thing that may stop him is his quarterback, the quarterback play. If the quarterback can't get him the ball, and they feel like teams can just stack the box and don't worry about the ball going over their head. I think that's the only thing that may be able to contain him and have him not win the offensive rookie of the year.
I agree. For all the same reasons, I agree. He's just a beast. And Atlanta last year, they were a heavy running team. So obviously, a heavy running team and a back like him, he's going to produce. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he may have 1,000-yard season, if not just shy of 1,000 yards. I think he's going to have a great year this year, and he's going to be the offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, true.
So, defensive rookie of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year, you're gonna love this, Jalen Carter. Just
Dang,
from what I've been hearing,
our rookies are the same.
just what I've been hearing about him and how he's just been unguardable and how strong he is and just how disruptive he is as a player in preseason and training camp. I just think that he's gonna put on the show, and he's not gonna be able to be double teamed as much because y'all have nothing but superstars on your defensive line. And I think that he may not have as many sacks as because he does play defensive tackle, but I think that he's still going to ball out. His presence is going to be felt as a defensive player.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to be obviously, especially not right now. I'm not going to put him in the same vein as Aaron Donald, but he's an Aaron Donald type player where he uses his hands well. He's aggressive, getting the guard's hands off of you, and he's fast once he. I would say fast. He's quick once he gets you out of the way. He's very aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
like you said. He's just a dominant D tackle, and this as a rookie. And I feel like he's going to learn from Fletcher Cox. Like I said earlier, off the field, but on the field, he's going to learn from Fletcher Cox, who in the past has been one of the best D tackles in the league, and he's going to learn from BG, who's been a great undersized DN, who's going to teach him how to maneuver in certain ways to get past the line, the O line, and have a great year. So we
Okay.
we're agreeing on the same thing. So
Okay.
now we'll go to comeback player of the year.
This is like a given, but DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
actually not even fair.
right. I feel like they will give it to him over sympathy, even though not to say he doesn't deserve sympathy because he pretty much died on the field. But
Yeah.
I feel like they will give it to him for sympathy. I feel like they already got his award in the back, just with his name
Chilling.
on it already.
Yep. So I can't. That's why I said it's comeback player of the year. So, I mean, you can't really argue that. I mean, I hope he does win comeback player of the year because he definitely deserves it. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
he died on the field. If it wasn't for the training staff, he would have passed away. We would have watched somebody pass away on the field. Like I still
Right.
think of how crazy that is. So
I remember when we saw it, and we were just it was just crazy to see it happen in real time. And then I feel like the the I feel like the comeback player of the year will be Calvin Ridley. I feel like we talked about before, Calvin Ridley is just just what he was. I don't know what he was doing over the offseason, but I just feel like he's gonna have a crazy year and he's gonna win come up player of the year because obviously he was gone for a whole year and not him having been in the offensive year with Dougie P and with Dougie P and Trevor Lawrence and having uh ETN. I just feel like he's gonna be another piece that's gonna dominate this year. So now go to coach of the year.
I'm gonna give it to Robert Saleh, just because I mean, just how stacked their team gonna be. I think the how they jump up in this year, I think that's gonna just have him as a candidate for coming for coach of the year. So I think that Aaron Rodgers basically gonna win him a coach of the year.
Right. For mine, I feel like that they're not gonna give it to Nick Sirianni, even though he deserved it. Went to the Super Bowl in his second year, almost. Obviously, nobody cares about almost winning it, but he came so close to winning the Super Bowl and having such a year he had last year. But I just feel like because the players he has in his team, he's not gonna get the credit that he deserves. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like so my coach of the year is gonna be Dan Campbell. I feel like they're gonna have such a great year this year. The pieces they have, the way he coaches, he's just an emotional coach. You know, people love emotional coaches that wear their heart on their sleeves, and I feel like he's gonna get the fans on his back, and I feel like he's gonna win that award. All right, so let's finish it off with the predictions of the night of week one. So obviously we know what the first game of the week is. It's coming on in about 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So before the game starts, what's your prediction for this week?
I'm predicting the Lions to win today.
Whoa, we got the
Yeah,
same pick.
for real.
We got the same pick. That's crazy.
Yes,
I
I
thought
know, right?
I thought I was saying some earth shattering.
Me too. But yeah, I said it because just the thing they got going on with Chris Jones. Chris Jones is a big piece to their defense, and I think without him, their defense won't be as effective. And I say that for the same for the other side of the ball, with Travis Kelsey being out. I don't think that he won't be able to make up for that loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the Lions are stacked on defense. I think that the offense will be able to show off. But the only thing that's stopping them is how Patrick Mahomes performs in Week One games. He absolutely balls out. But usually
Mm-hmm.
when he plays in these Week One games, he's usually not playing teams as good as the Detroit Lions are.
Right.
And the Detroit Lions are healthy right now, so I think that they're gonna give them a run for their money, and I think they're gonna. It's gonna be a close game, but I think they're gonna edge them out.
Yeah. So all the same reasons. I feel like Kels being out is gonna hurt them. I think they got Kadarius Toney back, but I don't feel like he's not enough to win the game. And just the players that the Lions have on their team, uh the Chiefs behind um they have Sky Moore, they have I don't really know I think they got Scandrich. Uh Besides that, I don't really know any other receivers they have. They got Pacheco gonna be the biggest factor of the night, and I just feel like that Lions are gonna start off with a bang and have a statement game by taking the NFL champ out first game.
Yeah,
All right, so we're gonna run through these kind of quick.
yeah.
So we got Chiefs to game one. Next game is the Niners and the Steelers.
Niners enforce that defense too crazy.
Yeah, even though I feel like Steelers gonna have a good year, they're not gonna start it out. They're gonna start it out 0-1.
Hmm.
Uh, Bengals and Browns.
the Bengals. Joe got that protection. He back week 1. Then he gonna ball out.
Right. Same reason. You got the protection. Maybe later in the season, maybe different because injuries happen. But week 1, he gonna have a protection. He's sit back there, camp back there, and just pick who we want to throw to. And I don't feel like
Yeah,
Browns are there yet. I hope
yeah,
Deshaun Watson get back to how he was with Houston, but we'll see that if that happens later in the season.
right.
Next game is Buccaneers and Vikings.
I got the Vikings taking this one because how the Buccaneers don't have a quarterback. Yeah, Baker Mayfield quarterback. I don't think that he's enough for the Vikings. I think that offense is just going to explode, and I think that the Buccaneers don't have enough on defense.
Yeah, I just feel like uh Buccaneers gonna struggle this year. Uh, they don't have like I said, they don't have a quarterback. I feel like at trade deadline they're gonna be trying to trade some of their key players away to try to build for the future. I don't think this is Buccaneers year. So I got Vikings winning that
No,
one too. Um, next is the Cardinals and the Commanders.
I got the Commanders winning as much as I don't want to say that. But I think the Cardinals don't really have anybody. They missing Kyler Murray. He's not going to be back for a while.
They got Josh Dobbs,
Um,
the quarterback.
Josh Dobbs, yeah, no, it's not enough. The Commanders, I don't know what pieces they have on offense. Oh, they have our boy
Terry
from UNC,
from you.
the quarterback.
Oh, they got Sam Howell.
Yeah, Sam Howell. Sam Howell's been doing pretty good. They got Scary Terry, Terry McLaurin. They got Curtis Samuel. And they got Jahan Dotson, so I think their
Yeah,
offense is gonna shine. They always have a pretty decent defense. I think that they're gonna have a way. They don't really need that much for the Cardinals, and the Cardinals just lost Isaiah Simmons too, so
yeah.
that's another key piece that they lost.
Yeah, I feel like right now the Cardinals are the worst team in the NFL, and I feel like just like the Buccaneers, I feel like the Cardinals will have a fire sale at trade deadline trying to build for the future. And I don't even think that Kyler might not be there next year. He might be somewhere else next year.
Well,
Right. So next team is the Jags and the Colts.
I'm going with the Jacks just because the Colts don't have Jonathan Taylor. They struggled a lot last year, even though I don't know if Shaquille Leonard is back. I don't think he is.
I think he practiced fully, but I don't know if he's playing or not. I know he practiced fully this week.
Okay, yeah, that defense ain't enough. And I think, like we said, I think that Trevor Lawrence with another year in that system and the weapons that he got, especially Calvin Ridley, I think that they just gonna ball out. I think Calvin Ridley's gonna have a 100+ yard game.
Mm-hmm.
I think NTN might be pushing 100 yards too, and I think that Trevor Lawrence might throw for 300.
Yeah, I feel like Calvin really gonna have a I'm back game,
Yeah,
and Colts working with a rookie quarterback. Even though I like Anthony Richardson, how he's gonna be in the future. Game one of year one, I don't think he's gonna be there yet. So
yeah.
next game is the Panthers and the Falcons.
I think the Falcons because I just think as a rookie quarterback, game one I think it's going to take him. I don't think it's going to take him the whole season to get to that, um, to where it needs to be. I think week one is just asking too much, and I think that the Falcons, like you said, Bijan Robinson, it's easier for a rookie running back to go off than a rookie quarterback to go off. So I think that they have, they added some pieces too. They had Tyler Algier and they have Bijan Robinson. They have Desmond Ritter at quarterback, but I think he has a little bit more experience than Bryce Young. I think in the long run, Bryce Young would definitely be the better quarterback. But week one, I think that he needs a little bit more time.
Yeah, Desmond Ritter has yet throw interception in the league. He didn't start all games last year, but he's yet throw interception in the league.
That's good.
But so they also got Drake London and they got
Kyle Pitts.
Cal Pitts. So I feel like we better have all the same picks. I feel like Falcons are gonna win today for the same reason that you just said. I think the Panthers are gonna focus on trying to get the ball to Booby. but I don't think it's going to be enough to win the game.
Yeah.
Next next game, I already know who you gonna pick. It's the Ravens and the Texans.
Oh yeah, the Ravens.
we won't even take the deep dive into that one.
Yeah, no explanation needed.
So the next game is the Saints and the Titans.
Might be a little tough one right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Titans. I'm gonna go with the Titans because this Derrick Henry tough to stop.
Right.
It's gonna take a little while for DeAndre Hopkins to get that good chemistry with Tannehill,
Mm-hmm.
but it ain't gonna take it don't take much to have chemistry with DeAndre Hopkins when you can literally
Right.
throw the ball down there and you gonna go get it. So
He mosses three
um,
people at a time. I mean, ain't much you can do.
exactly. But I thought we were gonna talk about the worst moves of the offseason, and DeAndre Hopkins to the Titans was gonna be the worst move of the season for me
Oh yeah. Right.
because not for DeAndre not because DeAndre Hopkins isn't a good player, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that he needs a better quarterback. He could have went to a lot of different teams, but he chose the Titans that don't have that good of a quarterback. He said he wanted to play with a good quarterback, and then went back. He went to Ryan Tannehill.
Right.
So
Ryan Tannehill or Malik Willis or what's the mayonnaise guy?
Will Levis,
Will
the
Levis.
mayonnaise guy. Yeah,
But this game, I got the Saints winning because even though they Titans do have Derrick Henry, I just feel like Derek Carr. I think they got Michael Thomas back. I don't know if Michael Thomas. I don't know if he's back or not. But them having Alvin Kamara and having I forgot who they have Chris Olave. I feel like they're gonna win this the game tonight.
yeah. I
So that's
forgot
our
about Chris Olave.
right. So that's our first difference of this.
First one.
So the next game, what's understood don't need to be explained, is the Dolphins versus the Chargers.
Oh yeah, the Chargers. I already know. But it ain't gonna be as easy as we think it's gonna be. With the Big
Nah.
Fangio system, I think that he got something for us. It's a big relief that they don't have Jalen Ramsey. And I think we just got too much, and I think we already have like a plan from last year,
Mm-hmm.
and not to mention Brandon Staley came up under Vic Fangio, so he got all the inside scoop
Right.
on how he is, all the schemes, So I think that's gonna give him, and it's gonna take a while for the Dolphins to assimilate to that new defensive scheme. So I believe that we're gonna take it.
My boy used a nice word, assimilate.
Assimilation.
So the next game is the Packers and the Bears.
The Bears. Just because
Yeah.
the Packers don't how they ride.
Right.
I
And I
think
think
even if they have a ride, they might have struggled in this game.
yeah,
I think Jordan Love is going to be good eventually, but not yet.
it's gonna take some time.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take some time as a starter for him to get. It may be next year when they actually, or maybe end of this year when he started to actually let it click.
Mm-hmm.
So next game is the Broncos and the Raiders. Two teams you hate.
Yeah, I do. I think that
It can't be a tie.
I'm gonna go with the Broncos because I just don't like the Raiders coaching. And now
Josh
they have
McDaniels,
Jimmy
yeah.
Garoppolo. They have Jimmy Garoppolo, but I don't think that he is that good of a quarterback. I think that that's a downgrade from Derek Carr.
Yeah.
And I think that Sean Payton, on the other hand, on the other side of the ball, I think that his coaching is going to elevate that team. They already have a good defense. I got them in fantasy because I think they're one of the best defense, top 5 defense in the league. And I believe that I think that Sean Payton is going to be the Russell Wilson whisperer. I think that he's going to be able to get him to not to his prime, where he was in his prime, but I think that he's going to be a lot improved from that he was last year, which don't
Yeah.
take a lot because he was terrible.
He only go up.
Yep, they only go up from there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't really I don't know any big things that Raiders has done in the offseason. So I think the Broncos are gonna take this game. Next game is the Rams and the Seahawks.
I'm gonna go with the Seahawks because they got more. They got a good wide receiver crew. I think that DK Metcalf is overrated, but
Yeah, me too.
I think that JSN gonna go off. I think that he's a great wide receiver three. Um, and I think that they're gonna ball out, like you said, Kenneth Walker. I think that he's gonna ball out. I just think that the Rams don't have enough, and I don't think Cooper Kupp is playing. So
No, he's not.
um,
I don't think he is.
yeah, so they don't really have much. They're not the team. They're not the Raiders of old. They're not that Super Bowl winning team.
I mean, the Rams are
I
old.
think that the Rams are old. They're not that Super Bowl winning team. I think they're in a rebuild year.
Right. I feel the same way. I think they're the same as the Buccaneers and the Cardinals. I think they don't have a lot on the team. I think they're gonna have a fire sale at the trade deadline, and I just feel like they're not gonna do very good this year. I think if we look, I've got their record as 7-10 this year. I just don't feel like they
Yeah.
could be a great team. So outside of Aaron Donald, Cooper Cup, who else do they have on the team?
Cam Akers. That's all.
Is
But
it they got
they
Ben
ain't got Bobby
Jefferson, but
Wagner on.
right. So I don't really think they're gonna be it this year.
No,
And okay, so next game is Eagles and Patriots. What's understood don't need to be explained.
Eagles. Yeah.
All right, Eagles will take it. Even though Belichick is Belichick, Mac Jones ain't gonna get it done. Not with our defense.
Nah.
They ain't
Too
got
much.
enough weapons on their team, and I think Juju is playing this week because they said his knee is a mess and his knee can explode at any moment. I don't think that's not a good sign.
Nah, not at all.
So we got two more games. So the Sunday night game is Dallas and Giants. You got an upset?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants, man.
You got the Giants? You got the G-men taking the upset?
Yeah, this is
Hey.
upset. I think the Cowboys are good, but I think that the Giants might get them just because they got that chemistry. I think Daniel Jones, and I just think that Prescott. I think that chill. I think Dak Prescott is just coming off the year he had last year. This was terrible. He's gonna have to work himself back up. And even how he performed in training camp just seems like I don't know if he lost his confidence or what, but he just hasn't been himself. I thought he was pretty good in the previous years, but last year and in training camp, it just seems like he's a little different to me.
Yeah, I just feel like he's not who he used to be. I feel like he lost his confidence without Zeke, and it just feels like I know everybody's seen the clips, but I feel like he's just throwing up passes that don't need to be throwing up. Like the first one that they got put on social media, like the throw wasn't even there. Like, and it was a bad throw at that. Like if you're gonna make that throw consistently through the this year, then Trey Lance gonna be up very soon.
Yeah,
And that's not better. Not much better.
not at all.
But I was listening to a podcast. This isn't a Cowboys bash podcast, even though I would love to bash the Cowboys. I was listening to a podcast that was saying last year his turnover worthy plays and just his turnover efficiency was the same as it's been in the past his past seasons. That means he's and the person that that was doing the podcast was just saying that he's making the same type of throws, but he didn't have all the interceptions before. No, that just means the past years he was getting lucky and not getting picked off, and
Exactly.
people finally started picking the pass off. So that's not a good sign of a quarterback for your turnover rate to be high like that. So
Yeah, it's
now
not.
last year we just seeing who he really is, not a fluke year. And I feel like this season going to be continuation of that season. But for tonight or for Sunday night, I do got the Cowboys winning just because I feel like their defense is gonna be better than the Giants' offense, and I feel like the defense is gonna win the game, not the offense.
Okay.
So the last game,
It's a hard one right here.
right? This is the hardest one. Is the Jets and the Bills.
I think the Bills. I think the Bills because they both have good defenses, and I think coming off last year, currently I think Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no shot at Aaron Rodgers. I just think that um, he's a better quarterback. He can do more with his feet. He had a bigger arm. I just think that as a I think as a team, their roster is slightly better than the Jets. I think the Jets have a great roster. I think they have a good defense, but so do the Bills. The Jets have a good offense, but so do the Bills. I just think that Josh Allen is going to take this one.
I feel you. I think the other way around. I think that A-Rod is going to start with a bang. I feel like he, like we said before, like I said when we talk about um, him being with people he already knows. I feel like that's going to help him catapult into the season, and I just feel like he's gonna start week one. Looking at the Giants, I mean not Giants. Looking at the Buffalo Bills roster, their receivers that they have are obviously Stephon Diggs. He's a top receiver. Then they have uh, Gabe Davis and uh, Deontay Hardy. They really didn't improve on offense. They really just stayed status quo because I don't feel like, even though I feel like Gabe Davis is a every once in a while player. He's not a consistent every game dominate his performance, dominate his corner type receiver. So I don't feel like they're gonna have a good team against the one of the top defense in the league in the Jets. And I just feel like they're just gonna take a L first game. So I got the Jets winning week one.
Okay.
So as we end this off, I'm gonna give you an opportunity just to bring up your fantasy team real quick and let me know who you got on your fantasy team. What's your fantasy team looking at for week one?
Well, I was kind of thrusted into this team because it was the last minute, and they said you want to overtake this team, so I ain't have a chance to pick who I would pick, but it was
My
pretty
boy said,
good.
"Sure, throw me in there."
Exactly. So right now I got Joe Burrow, I got Austin Eckler, Tony Pollard, Devontae Smith, my boy,
My boy.
yo boy, Chris Godwin, David Njoku. I got Cam Akers at the flex. I got the Broncos defense, and I got Matt Gay as the kicker. On my bench, I got Jonathan Taylor. He's out for I think first 4 games, right? Jerry
Yeah,
Jeudy is questionable. I got Cook. What's Dalvin Cook brother name? What's his
James
first name?
Cook.
James Cook. Yeah.
Hey,
Got Treylon Burks.
one thing about that, Dalvin's name is Dalvin James Cook, and
Yeah.
James Cook is named James Dalvin Cook.
Like, where's the originality at?
Right, y'all ran out of names.
You only got 3 names, 3 options. Yeah, Treylon Burks. I got Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, and I got the Chargers defense.
Okay, so that was all your starters for today.
No, after Jonathan Taylor started my bench.
Okay,
After Matt Gay was my starters.
so I made a mistake on mine.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold
Go ahead.
on. Let me see some. This is breaking news right here. I'm breaking
What's up?
news.
Break it. Break it.
Joe, a record deal. Joe Burrow has reached an agreement with the Bengals on a 5-year, $275 million extension that includes $219.01 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid player in NFL history. Sources tell ESPN.
She got the bag. Who
Crazy,
reported that?
huh? Adam
ESPN
Schefter.
reported that. Adam Schefter, the
Adam
boy
Schefter.
Adam Schefter. He gonna let you
Yep,
know.
exactly. That's my boy
So
right there.
Joey got the bag.
Got the bag.
Who up
Highest
next?
paid player. That's it.
Herbie ain't up next.
Herbert already got his
Oh yeah,
contract.
he already got his bag. So that's it. That's all. That's all the quarterbacks.
Yep, that's all the QBs, man. That's
So,
what they was waiting on, Joe Burrow.
right, highest paid in NFL history.
Yeah,
I mean, he deserved it. He the number 2 quarterback in the league, so he deserved that.
I'm giving it to him. He's making $55 million a year. Yeah,
55. I
50.
think LJ was making 53, 52 or 53.
I think Herbert was making 50 because he got 52. Herbert was making 52.4, so I guess LJ
52.
was making 52.
Okay.
And they said Burrow going let me get 3 more million a year.
Right. I mean, I knew
And
that. I knew everybody's gonna go off Hurts. I knew Hurts wasn't gonna be the top paid for long. He was
yeah,
top paid for like a day.
yeah.
Not, I don't even think it was
Look,
4 hours.
and Adam Schefter just tweeted one day after Nick Bosa became the highest paid defensive player in NFL history with a 5-year, $170 million extension. Joe Burrow becomes the highest paid player in NFL history with $275 million deal. It said WME Sports negotiated both deals, meaning $445 million worth of contracts in 24 hours.
Hey, they need. Let me hold the bag.
Exactly. Let me borrow $1.
Right. I'll hold the water or something.
Word.
So my fantasy team, I messed up because I forgot to take Travis off my starting lineup, and the game already started, so I can't take him off. It's gonna help.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt me. But
Oh
I
man.
got Deshaun Watson. I got Stevenson from the. But I got him going against our defense. I might have to change that. But I got Stevenson at running back. I got Rashad White at running back from the Buccaneers. I got Jalen Waddle. I got Chris Olave, Travis Kelce. I got my boy Boobie Sanders. I got the Niners defense, and I got Jake Elliott.
Okay.
Good little starting squad. Let's see how they do this week.
Yeah.
But that's it for BK Sportcast. As your boy Tony Fuller, and
Aaron Fuller.
we are signing off. Holla at y'all next week. Take care.